going to record this thing too. So the first thing you have up here is My Cases. And under My Cases, that's cases that you as either the person that accepted the assignment or somebody that has been added to that case is the caseworker on those. So it's different. My Case is 65, and then under here you have total cases for your whole company, which is 83 open accounts, and then repossessed, closed, new from client, on hold, and need info. So the cases will, as you do things with them, will fall into those different categories. If you mark one to repossess today, it'll fall into there. If it's open and you received it and accepted it, it'll fall into here. If you're the one that accepted it, it'll fall into here and into here both. So that's kind of how that works. Holds and closes, when a client closes an account, you'll see them in here. It'll be a list of cases, and you'll go in there and accept them, kind of like what we're going to do with this new one that's waiting in here. It'll turn red and it'll have a 1 or a 2 or however many in there. Here you have invoice data that you might send to your clients. So if you send an invoice to your client through the system and they have a response back, maybe they're not going to approve it for some reason, you would see those come into here. The third thing, or the last thing right here, is the notifications. This is where you receive different notifications. Maybe the client sent you some new information on an account. Maybe in this case we received a new account. You can control those notifications under settings, and I'll show you how to do that here in a minute. But that's what these are, and you can see all of the different types, and you can filter through them and remove them from this list marked as red or whatever. So next thing over here is this is your name. So usually it's going to say your first name right here. My mail, you don't really need to worry about that, but if your system is sending mail to your clients, like maybe you're emailing out of our system for updates or invoices, whatever it might be, they'll come right into there. Or they'll have a history in there. Settings, this is also where you can change your information, first name, last name, your email address, security questions, username, password, things like that. And probably you guys have already set that up yourselves when you registered and signed in for the first time. Let's see, in here we have support. We do have a few training videos. We're adding some more. Some of these don't really pertain to the limited side. I think we have a client training video in here right now. That's for the pro users, can show clients how to use the system. New and changed features, downloads, and if we have known issues, you might see those in there. But for the most part, normally, unless you have a problem, you don't really need to come into here. The other thing, let's just start from this side. So search for anything. This is where you want to maybe pull up an account. You don't really, maybe you want to pull it up by the VIN, last 6, last 8, last 4. Maybe you're looking for an update that you put in the system. You can't find the account, but you put an update in there, and the update, maybe it said there's a dog in the yard, so you could just simply type in dog. It's going to go into your system and find any accounts that match in that search criteria. In this case, we found one, dog in yard. You could click that, pull up the account. So it's just a helpful tool for pulling up your cases. Pretty much, I mean, you can type in the type of car, you could type in the address, whatever you want. Let's do LPR right here. LPR. I'm going to go ahead and mute the microphone real quick here, Marvin. I get a little bit of background noise. I'm not sure if it's coming from me, but if you guys need me, just go on the side there, and you can raise your hand, and then I can just unmute you. Okay, so LPR. If you're connecting your data with an LPR provider like Plate Locate or PRA, and you're sending license plate data to those, you can do that with any LPR provider that's connected. Currently, those are the only two. We are working on an integration with a couple more right now. But you can share, with our system, you don't have to share it with everybody. You can specifically say, I want to share my data with that company. And we'll show you how to do that under entities. But the next thing is settings. So let's just go through a few of these items. Company profile, this is where you can add an address, change your address, change your starting invoice number. This is the type of user you are. If you needed to change some of this data, you could just simply come into here, click edit, and say I want to up my invoice number. You could, put another 0 on here, and that's gonna, the next invoice you create is gonna be that number. You can do the same thing for case number. If you do that, you can't lower that number. So it's a one-time deal where you come in there and you can raise it, but you just can't lower it. Your website address, you can put that in there if you want. And then you have some password controls, where you can make your users have password reminders and different things. Addresses for your company, and then some data sharing down at the bottom, but addresses and phone numbers. So I'm not going to save any of this stuff. And here's your other information right here. Let's go to the next setting, case types. These are the different types of cases that you want to complete or receive in our system. Involuntary repossessions, order to condition report, field visit, maybe you want to receive key code requests, whatever it might be. These are the ones that you've added. If you see something over here, maybe you want an order to investigate, you can just drag it over there. Now it's under your profile and you can receive those types of assignments. So just check that to make sure that you have that set properly for the items that you want. The next item under settings is 3 coverage areas. This is by far the most important item in your system. When you first come into this page, you're going to see your coverage area wherever it might be. In this case, I cover all of California and all of Arizona, and then you can see these areas right here. Some of them are overlapping, like this one says I cover Tucson, this one says I cover Metro Phoenix, but then down here, this one says I cover all of Arizona, so this is going to override these 2 right here. So I really don't even need those 2 in my system if I don't want. I have this Nevada turned off, so I can turn that area on if I want. But the way you get into here and the way you set these up is hit that little plus sign, and then you can come in here, and you got a bunch of different ways. So by default, it's going to have your coverage area set up by, or the view is going to be by county. And if I scroll out, you're going to see that it's going to stay by county, and then all of a sudden it's going to show the state. So I'm going to zoom back in a little bit, and you can see here in Arizona, if I wanted to, which I already have it covered, but if I want to cover, say, this county right here, I could just simply click on it, and you can see it's still at the county level. And I could click on this county, I click on that county. It's not going to really do any good because I already cover the whole state. But you could, this is an easy way to do it. So you can set up your coverage areas all kinds of ways. You can also create a circle, a radius of a certain area. So like right here, if I wanted to create a radius, say, by the Flagstaff area, I could drop my circle there, click, and then drag out, and it's going to create that circle. Now, maybe I made a mistake, and I want to move that. I can just take it, and I'm going to put it right in the center of Flagstaff. Maybe you need to, increase it or decrease it. I can increase it, and you notice that it's showing the radius down here at the bottom, and then you can keep kind of playing with it, as much as you need to get the area set up correctly. If you create a circle area on here, you're going to have to name it either circle or draw, one of these. And this one I'll kind of show you the same way. You can come in here, I'm going to draw kind of a square around here. And now I cover that area right there too. Once you've drawn an area, you can just click on it, and then you can start dragging it around too, so you can really kind of shape whatever you need. This is by far the most important piece because you can't get your work unless you get your areas set up properly. So I encourage you guys to spend as much time as you can on these areas and just make sure they're set up as accurately as you can. So you can even come in here and say, well, I don't want to service a reservation area, So you can include a whole bunch of areas, but then you can come in and create a whole new coverage area and exclude it. So once you click this, this is now an exclude. So it's up to you how you want to do that, but I say just get in there and just kind of play around with it and set it up as accurately as you can. I'm going to cancel that so I don't have to save it. The next thing is company employees, number 4. This is where you can set up your different users of the system. You guys aren't being charged anything for this. You can have as many employees as you want. We don't charge you anything if you want to have, all of your office staff included. So we encourage you to have everybody to have their own login just for tracking purposes, but it's up to you if you want to do that. To create a new user, it's pretty simple. Just click the little plus sign again, and you can type in the user's information, username, email address, password. Keep in mind the password has a bunch of requirements here. Just make sure you meet all of these requirements, and as you type in different pieces of the password, these things are going to start being checked off the box. Time zone, this is really important because our system reflects the time of the user in the system. So if you're in the system and you're in, say, Florida, the lender's in, say, California, he's going to see things, everything pertaining to his time zone. You're going to see everything pertaining to your time zone. So you want to make sure that you get that set properly. I think by default it's not set, so just maybe want to check that to make sure you have it set. Information, if you want to put this info in here, you can. This field right here, you have to select something, administrator limited, caseworker limited, and field agent. You can either select either one of these, and then you can also select this in addition to one of these right here. The reason why you might want to select a field agent limited is that will allow that user to utilize our mobile app, which again is free, and it will auto update. If you use our mobile app, it'll auto update your accounts as you drive by. So any accounts that you've accepted will be put into the mapping system, and anybody that's running the mobile app and set it up properly will also have those addresses mapped out in the mobile app itself. Any questions? Any questions yet? Okay. If you have any questions, again, just raise your hand. You can even type a question. Missy's kind of watching for people typing questions too, so just let us know. Let's go to settings again, service items. This is where you set up your service items, where if you're going to bill out of the system. Now right now, Title Max isn't requiring you guys to complete your invoices yet. But there will be a time in the near future that they're going to have all of their invoices coming in through this system. Right now, they just want you to, whatever invoice process you use, just keep doing it that way and send the invoices to the branches the way you normally would do it. If you want to complete them in our system, you're more than welcome to. We give you the ability to not only create them, but track them and pay your invoices once you receive payment from your client. So it is a full-blown accounting system for managing your invoices and your payables and your receivables. If you need to create a new item in here for service item, you come in here and say vol repo. You want to select the service item associated with it, voluntary repo. The type of assignment you might receive that you might need to bill that item out, voluntary repo, and then you can put in a default cost which can be changed or customized per lender. So maybe it's $200. And that's that easy. So just make sure you have some of those set up in case you want to do billing out of the system. The last thing right here is your set up your notifications. So with our system, you can set up as many notifications as you want. So we'll give you a bunch by default. Client added new case online, case closed by office, case put on hold by office, or closed by the client, or whatever it might be. You can set up these notifications. If they're not in this top area, you can just simply click over here and you can select somebody and it'll add it to the top area. or you can take these ones right here, and these are already turned on, and you can turn on by email, by website, which would be this right here, by the mobile app, and by SMS, where it'd send a text message if you have a mobile device set up in the system. And you can kind of play around with that a little bit if you want it. You're not really going to hurt anything just by clicking on stuff in there. All right, so let me go back to the home screen real quick here. And we're going to go to, I'm going to show you this right here. This is a, everybody in the system has the ability to purchase license plate data. You can purchase plate data on accounts that you have in the system, but you can also purchase plate data by simply putting in a VIN number. And as long as you have a credit card set up, the system will allow you to do this. You can come right here, enter your VIN number, click purchase, and you're going to instantly get the results. So like in this case, this came back, it was a Ford 2005 Ford GT, license plate Ford GT, registered in South Dakota. Registration date expires 6/30 of 2017. So whatever you run, it's going to find the most accurate or most current record anywhere in the country within 48 states. The only 2 states we don't provide this data in is Pennsylvania and New York. So if you're in Florida or New Jersey, those 2 states get, we actually get address data. Well, there's a lot of states. I think there's like 25 that we get address data. So if you need to run a VIN number, you can even get a lien holder in Florida. So you can kind of play around with that. If you want to add your credit card, we'll bill you at the end of the month. So whatever you charge during that month, we'll go ahead and bill you. You can keep track of those transactions under settings and then services purchase. And you can see that you've purchased a license plate. The cost is 50 cents. Which is half of, say, what RDN charges some of the other guys out there. If you want to relook at that one, you can click it, and it'll show you the results again. So that's kind of the basics of like this top bar and how things work. The next thing is your entities. So if you come into here, you should see a title max in your client list already. Some of you might do work for PRA location services. If you do, you'll also see them in here too. And you can adjust some settings or put notes under that client just by clicking on their name. So you can go in there and check that out. So we do have some other things in here. Service providers, if you forward work, most of you probably won't be doing that throughout the system. LPR companies, if you're connected to any LPR companies, you'll see their information in here. This is where you can go and you can add, say, plate locate to your system and then enable data sharing, where it will send your license plate to them and notify you if they get any hits through their LPR information. Police departments, this is going to be really important to set up. You want to make sure that you get in there and add police departments. It's pretty easy. A lot of police departments are already set up in the system. You can come in here and type in TUCSON, Tucson, and you can add in Tucson Police Department, South Tucson Police Department. It's going to pull it up either by, whatever you type in is going to search. So if I typed in Arizona, it would give me all of the police departments in Arizona. Zip code, it'd give me just those ones in a zip. That's usually the best way to find it. Address, or by their name. So up to you how you want to find them, but I would highly recommend going into your system and adding your local police so that when you go to recover a vehicle, you'll see that. Did you have a question, Marvin?
Yeah, I just have one question. Is that for any VIN? Get a tag number for any VIN?
Yeah, you can put any VIN you want in there.
Even if it's not anything through Title Max or any other vendor?
Yep, anybody. So we'll charge you 50 cents per successful hit, per successful plate. So we'll give you the plate in the state in 48 states, and in some of those states, I think like 25 or 30, we actually get more data like expiration, address, debtor's name, things like that, even lien holder in some cases. What state are you in?
Missouri.
You're in Missouri?
I'm in the corner of Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Kansas.
If you happen to have a VIN right there, I can type one in, a Missouri VIN. I can type one in and see what data we get from Missouri. I'm not quite sure.
Just a second.
Okay.
Just get my insurance card. There we go.
There you go. Just pull the one on your renewal.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
1 Frank Tom Nancy X-ray 21 Lima 0 X-ray Edward 84612.
612. Does that look correct?
I think it's funny.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So it's 3MW158 Missouri. Looks like it expires 7/15/17. Sometimes the accuracy of the expiration date. I know California is not very accurate, but some states are pretty good. Some states aren't. So I'm not sure how accurate that is. How long ago did you register that?
That's it's up for renewal. It's one of my own personal vehicles.
Okay.
And I've had it for several years. So.
Okay. And is that the correct license plate on it too?
Yep. That is correct.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it's. I mean, I know, like, say South Dakota, the one I just ran. That was my own personal vehicle. So I do that. I re-registered it about 8 days ago or 5 days ago. So I was curious to see if it would come back up again right now. So because South Dakota is a very fast state, and I'm going to bet you probably Missouri is probably pretty accurate too, or maybe within a couple weeks the data, how old the data is. So it's usually pretty good. So yeah, you can do that on any state you want. The only thing we ask is that you put a credit card in there. At the end of the month, any successful transactions will bill you for those.
Okay, cool. That sounds like it's going to work out pretty good.
Yep. And it's half the cost. If you're already buying them through RDN or somebody else, usually we're quite a bit cheaper, and you can get it right at the spot. So
I haven't, up to this point, I haven't been purchasing any plates or anything like that. So this is it looks like a tool I can use.
Yeah, cool.
Like I said, I do for several others, and you know, every little bit helps in this business.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So, all right, I'll mute you. Just raise your hand again if you have a question again. Let's see. All right. So, so police departments. Yeah. So that's pretty important to get that in there. Just make sure you guys enter all of those, all your local police departments in the system. The other thing is vendors. Right now we have ClearPlan as a vendor in here. So if you guys do business with ClearPlan, we don't charge anything for the integration. But you can come in here and you can add ClearPlan. Just search their name right there again. Add them, and then you can push your data to ClearPlan if you're using that program. Just click on here, activate ClearPlan. That'll send those guys a message, and you'll be able to do that. And we don't charge you anything for that, for pushing your addresses over there either. So that pretty much covers all of this. So let's get into the case itself. Right up here at the top, looks like we have a new case. I'm going to click on it. We're going to go in here. I'm going to say, okay, yep, from Demo Bank and Trust. It's an involuntary repossession, new from client. You can configure these results if you want. If you click Configure Results, these are the items that will display, and these are the items that are available to display. So there's a lot of information. If you want to put more information on this list right here, feel free. Just scroll through there and you can find, you know, the other data that you want to add. If you want the accepted data on there, just simply come in here. Let's see, let me put it right there, save and reload. And because I haven't accepted it yet, you don't see a date in there yet. So let's go ahead and click on this account. And I have three choices. I can accept it, I can decline it, or I can make a request. So make a request is if you look at the address and say, well, you know what, that's about 100 miles away. I'll go there, but I want a little bit extra money for that. You can just simply click on make a request, type in whatever you want, and it will send them that information about whoever sent you the assignment. It'll send them your request, and they can either approve it or they can send back another message and say, well, you know, we can give you 50 bucks extra, whatever it is. Those are going to be permanent records on this case. So if they send you back a request and say approved, then you'll no longer have that option, and then you'll just simply come in here and accept the account, and then that'll be added as an update on that account. So let's go ahead and accept this. It's going to put the employee on here. If I want to change it to one of the other employees, I could. I'm just going to leave it as demo employee. And that's what I was talking about earlier when I said my cases. I'm demo employee in the system, so it just added it to my cases. It's also in the in here too, but it's one of my cases myself. So you can see all the information about the case. I'm going to go here to this dashboard. So everything below this, all these little tabs right here, is customizable to you guys. So if you want to have certain items on your case dashboard, you can just simply click that little pencil, and then you can add those items. So if you don't want to have the updates tab on there, maybe you don't want that, maybe you want the condition report tab on there, or the recovery tab, or the invoice tab, or whatever it is, you can just simply click that, add those items over there, and then now if I scroll down, you can see those additional tabs that I just added. So you can customize that to whatever you want. Some people, maybe they don't want very much stuff on there, but it's up to you guys if you want to do that. Probably the most important, one of the most important pieces on this case, or on the cases, is this little gear right here. I know it's kind of hidden a little bit, but this is your quick functions. So a lot of the things that you can do under these tabs, you can also quickly do right here. If you wanted to buy a license plate on the account, if you wanted to create an invoice, create an update, add an address, create a condition report, mark it repossessed, whatever you want to do, you can do. You can even add a case alert. And one of the things I haven't really discussed too much with you guys yet, but so you guys are set up as on the free account. That's a limited version account. Our limited version is a lot different than other systems, whereas it's not really a limited account. The only limitation that you have is you can't really add your own cases. You can only receive accounts, but we give you almost all of the functionality of what a pro user of our system can do that wants to use this software to manage all of their case files, not just TitleMax. So, in which we charge a monthly fee for that service. But for the limited side, you basically get a lot of that functionality. So if you like the way the system works and you want to use it for all of your clients, or even the stuff that you get from other clients, you can just let us know, and we can convert you to a pro user. You can talk to Bill, he can give you a demo, and then you can add your own cases up on the top corner up here. Add a text alert. So I just clicked on add a new text alert. This is a test, and what this is going to do is intrusive alerts going to allow me to, whenever this case loads, to give me a little pop-up message. So if you want to have, maybe you need to be reminded on this case every time you pull it up for some reason, you can do that. You can set it in the future, whatever you want to do, but I'm going to go ahead and close this right here. All right, so we'll just start with the first thing you're going to do. So right now you accepted it, put the today's date in there, and usually what the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do an update. You can either come here to do the update. Actually, let me back up 1 second. Right here is a little printer icon. Sometimes when you accept the account, you might want to print this up. So you can click that little printer, click right there, and this will allow you to print that assignment sheet, just kind of like you see on other systems. You can print all the basic case information, print, and click the print right there. You can also save it as a PDF if you want. It's up to you. So that's pretty important, but whatever you see that little printer is usually a form underneath that you can print. pertaining to that specific area. So let's just go here, click on updates. Right now we don't have any updates. Let's go ahead and add an update into the account. We're going to add it for this particular address. No car in driveway. All right, so you can add pretty much whatever you want. This is going to be visible by Demo Bank and Trust or Title Max, whoever it is, as long as you click the Save Public. Now, if you say Save Private, only your office is going to be able to see that update. So let's go ahead and save it public. And the update's now in this system. If you wanted to, maybe you wanted, for some reason, wanted to print all of your public and private updates, maybe you wanted to print the last 5 updates, whatever it is, you can print those all right here. Maybe you want to email them to yourself. You can also email those to yourself. So that's usually the first thing that you'll do is do an update. So, okay, so now you've done your update. Now all of a sudden you've recovered your vehicle. Let's go ahead and mark it repossessed. So you can either do that right there, repossessed, or you can do it right here under the recovery tab, and you could hit the recovery plus sign right there. It's going to mark this account 2011 Dodge Ram, mileage on the vehicle right there. We'll say no damage, have keys, yes. The color is red, drivable, yes. Has the plate in there. If it doesn't have the plate in there, you can add it right now. You could put the expiration in there of the license plate. Let's say 2019. There's no condition report created yet, so you can't attach one yet. You can do that on the next step. Was our personal property found in the car? Yes or no? Where was the vehicle recovered from? Okay, was it recovered from the address on the case, or was it recovered from a new address? So if it's a new address, you could select new and it'll let you type in the address. I'm going to do it the easy way right now and just select the address that's already on the account. When it was recovered, you could just select now or click right in here. Let's go ahead and put now. Or you can, backdate it or change the date and time, whatever you need to change it to. Who was it recovered by? If you've added all of your employees in here, you could select your employee. Otherwise, I'm just going to select this person. Police department, let's go ahead and select this one. That's why I said it's important to get all your police departments in the system. Okay, let me get rid of this thing here. Badge number, if you have a badge number for the law enforcement agent person you talk to. And this down here is the store's location. So it's where it's stored on your lot. Some guys have numbered spaces. If you do, you can put that in there, stored. The current storage location, if you have multiple cases or multiple locations in the system, you could do that right there. And then you click Save Changes. And now the account's marked repossessed. So what just happened is this lender, because they sent you the account online, they just got notified via their top bar that you marked this one repossessed. So they're going to have to acknowledge the repossession on their side to let you know that so that they know that they've gotten notified of it. So anyways, next step usually is the condition report. So let's go ahead and click complete a condition report. We're going to use MRS standard condition report. Kind of starts off similar to some other ones out there. Body condition, average, battery is good, transmission is good, engine is good, tires good, average, and the spare. Maybe it doesn't have a spare. You can also go in here and select all of the different options on the vehicle. So you can get kind of as crazy as you want. If you've got a third row seat, you can see it just added it right here. If it's got power windows, got cruise control, maybe it's got HD radio, MP3 player, CD player, maybe it's all-wheel drive, navigation. So you can add all of those items on there if you want. it's up to you how detailed you want to get. If you even want more options, maybe there's not enough on here for you, you could come down in here and you can really get crazy with it, but it's really up to you. So if you have any general remarks, maybe there's undercarriage damage or something, you could type those additional remarks right here. And you can go down here, and then this is where we're a lot different than all the other systems out there. So in this case, you're going to have the ability to actually mark on the condition report the actual damage location. So, and you can also mark on the condition report where your vehicle itself. So let's just do this one right here, and let's do this right here. So we're going to put the actual pictures of the vehicle, 2 pictures right here and right here, and then we're going to say, okay, well, there's a ding on the door right there, there's a large dent right there, maybe there's some rust up here on the bumper. So you can put the damage on there, and this is going to embed this these text on the images itself, and you can do the same thing for for the passenger side too. Once you're done with this, come in here and say save condition report. And as soon as you save this, again, the lender is going to get notified that you completed a condition report, and then they're going to see it under their account in the condition report area of your recovery. So, and then here you go, you see the collateral is repossessed. You can see your condition report. If for some reason you want to do another condition report on the same vehicle, you can click the plus sign again and you can complete another one. Maybe you want to do one when the vehicle comes in and when the vehicle goes out. Really up to you. If you want to print this condition report, you could come in here. And there's your condition report. Another nice thing about our system is if you're using some kind of device that has a touch screen, you can even sign. You can even sign the document. So any document on our system that has a signature block like this, you don't actually have to print it out. You can sign it right within the system through an iPad or an Android or a touchscreen device. So that's kind of cool. Then you can save it as a case attachment or close it or print it or whatever you want to do. All right, so the next thing, once you got that done, is maybe you're going to add some additional photos into the system of that account. So let's go ahead and put a few more photos in here, and I'm just going to upload just a few photos. You can name the photos if you want, or you can just leave them like that. You can attach them to the recovery, and then you can say upload photos. And they're now on the case, and you can see that they're actually attached to the to when it was repossessed. The reason for that is when they're repossessed in our system, and the client repossesses it, the debtor redeems the vehicle, then they reopen it, say in 2 months, they're going to send back that same account, and they're just going to reactivate it. So then you can keep track of how many times you repossessed it, keep track of the old notes on the account. Where did you repossess it from the last time? All of that's going to be in here, so we allow you to put on the which recovery it pertained to. So that's the attachments, and you can add as many of those as you want. You can also attach supporting documents, maybe a receipt for getting it out of a tow yard or whatever it might be. You can attach those at the bottom the same way. And then kind of the final step for the case itself is going to be your invoice. If you want to do it in the system, it's really up to you at this point, but I will tell you that over the next few months, I'm pretty sure that everybody's going to have to do them sooner or later. So it might be a good idea just to get in a habit of doing it. So pretty simple. Hit the plus sign again. Let's say it's an involuntary repossession. Change the dollar amount to $300. No remarks. Hit the little plus sign. And now you have that in there, and select create invoice. And there you go. Your invoice is in there. If you want to print it and mail it to them, You can email it to them, whatever you want to do, it's right there, and you can send it off. Any questions about that stuff right there? Oh, let me go ahead and unmute Christy. If I can. Not sure why it's not letting me unmute her. If you can type your question, Christy, there should be a little question area right there. If you just type it to me, and then I can just read it. For some reason, it's not letting me unmute you. Or maybe you have it muted on your side too. Go ahead and try to unmute it again if you want. Well, yeah, if you want to type your question, just let me know. And then Missy, if you just want to watch for the question from her. So, so that's the invoicing, pretty simple. If you want to go into the system, you can go into accounting and market paid if you want. Simply click on accounting on the top bar. That'll take you to the general accounting area. You can add certain items to your accounting dashboard if you want. It's some pre-built reports of where you're making your money, 30, 60, 90, who owes you what. Or if you just want to come in here and click receivables, and then you can see all of your invoices that you've created. Here happens to be the one that I just created right now. You just come in here and you could either filter right here if you want by client. You could mark it paid by a check. Type in here, how much is check for? $300. And then you just simply come in there and click on it and it will mark it paid after you apply the payment right there. Pretty simple. I'm not going to make that one paid. Probably the last thing in here I'm going to show you is the My Reports. And if you want to just build a custom report, you can come into this area and you can build pretty much however, whatever kind of report you want. Maybe you want to build a report by client, or maybe you want to build a report by maybe case tags where or case status, maybe a closed or an open report by client, you know, whatever it is. Let's go ahead and select my connections, demo bank and trust, open accounts, and I'm going to say run report. These are all my open accounts, 82 of them from demo bank and trust. I can come in there and I can say, okay, I want to save this report now. Demo bank open. And I can also add it to my dashboard if I want. I can click Save Report. And if I come back over here to my dashboard, you can see this report right here. I just added this one, Demo Bank Open. And you can do that if you want to. So it's pretty simple. If you don't want it on your dashboard anymore, you can just simply click the little gear and click Remove, or you can come into your My Reports if you want to run that report. Just right now, you could just simply come in there and click that, and that'll run it again too. All right, let's see. Do you want to try to talk again, Christy? Try to unmute yourself. There you go. Okay. She wants to, you want me to go over how to add a photo again, so give me 1 second here. And you should be unmuted, so I don't know if you have your microphone muted on your side, but I have you unmuted here too. But let me just go back into one of those cases again. Give me a second. So go back, pull up that account. You know, if you wanted to type in the VIN number right up here, you could. You could type in Dodge Ram, whatever you want to find that account. Once you come into the account, you click Attachments. And then if you want to add more photos, you can click on plus right there and select photos, and that'll take you to your computer where you can select whatever photos you want. And just hold the, click on it, hold the shift down or hold the control down, and that'll let you select multiple items. Go ahead and click cancel and cancel. Did that answer the question for you? Can you hear me okay, Missy? Missy, are you there? Maybe she stepped away for a minute here, so. Okay, well, let me see here. Let me just think about if I need to go over anything else with you guys. Do you guys have any questions about anything else? You might have to type them. I've got you both unmuted, but I just don't think it's I don't think it's working very well right now. So. Custom tabs done on the individual user, or did they get it for it? Nope. So the custom tabs, so right here, whenever you do anything in the system for like your settings, it's going to be for just you. So if I go back here to dashboard and I change this, this is just for me. So every user that has a their own login it'll be specific to them. And it's the same thing for the dashboard right here. This dashboard is going to be custom for that particular user too. Any other questions? Yep, no problem. I think that's probably about it, unless you guys. Oh, I can hear somebody now.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right. Whenever you've got multiple users, can I, like being the number one user, say I've got 2 or 3 other users, can I give them limited access to what's here or no?
Yeah, so you can set them up. So like the default user of the system is going to be the administrator. Let's just go into settings and then company employees. I did kind of miss that area, so I'll just touch it real quick here. So here I have an administrator, which is probably you. You can go in there and add other people, and then that setting you want to set them as a caseworker limited, and that's going to take away them being able to configure other users, them being able to set up coverage areas for your company or change your phone number, things like that. But you can really get detailed too. So once you set them up as a caseworker, then you can come into this little gear right here. You can go manage routes and permissions. And with our system, pretty much everything in the system is a permission. So you can come in there and say, okay, well, I don't want them to be able to, let me just find a good example, search for anything. So you can take the search for anything just by clicking on that. You can disable it, and that user will no longer have access to the search for anything feature. So, and it's that quick. So if I turn this off for the user, the next time they refresh their screen, they're no longer going to have that feature in the system. So you can just look through all of the different items that are available. But you can see that pretty much everything is a permission on our system. Like here's a good example right here. User purchase plates. So you can turn that off, and now that user can't buy the license plates anymore in the system. That answer your question?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. Well, yeah, unless you guys have any other questions, make sure there's no other questions here. The question was, when did you start getting cases in the system? You're in Missouri, and I'm not sure where Christy is at, but they are, right now they're currently, Title Max is currently assigning out in Texas and in Georgia. Last week, I think, was the first week, but it sounds like it's going pretty good, so I believe they're going to expand pretty quick. I'm going to guess within the next 30 days, probably 30 to 60 days, they'll have all of their branches rolled out onto MRS. So there is over 1,000 branches. I think 400 and some are just in the states of Texas and Georgia, but it won't take them very long to get everything else out. Let's see. You're in Tennessee. So if you service Georgia, if you have your coverage area set up, I would make sure you have it set up for the Georgia area that you cover. And I know there's 2 places in Georgia they're currently assigning, but it's going to happen pretty fast. The response we got last week was really good from the branches that are already assigning. So it's not going to be very long. Within the next couple weeks, if you're in Georgia, Tennessee, you'll probably start receiving accounts. There is the mobile app. We're still making a few changes to the limited one, the limited mobile app, which is the only mobile app in Google Play Store. We recommend that you run it on a tablet. So if you have it will work on a phone. Just those screens are so small. Personally, I have a hard time, running around with it on my phone. Works very, very well on a tablet. But it also works on a laptop too. So if you have a Windows laptop and you want to purchase a GPS antenna that plugs into the USB port of the laptop, you can also run the MRS app on that. So the limited portion of the mobile app is going to be the only thing that it doesn't do that the Pro version does is real-time tracking of your drivers. But I have the mobile app right here. This is the mobile app on my desktop, and you can see as you're loading it up, and as it loads up, it automatically gives you the info on all of your cases that are in the system. If you want more details, as you're driving by the account, it's going to automatically pop up these. It's going to automatically do auto GPS updates on the accounts as you're going by them, things like that. Let's see. So the question is do you print print out the case, replace paper repo packet that the agent is required to do the repo? So, I mean, it's really up to you if you want to print your assignments. If you're using a mobile device like a laptop or something in the truck, and you're going to have internet access, no problem with internet access. If you're using the mobile app, there really is not going to be any reason to have a paper copy of the assignment. If you're using the site itself and you have good internet access, you probably still don't need a copy of the paper assignment. If you look here at the mobile app, I mean, we have all of the details you're going to need to recover that vehicle. The VIN number, the last 8, borrower information, the client information. If you need to get more information, you simply click here, and then you can click on, where is it at, right here, view case in browser, and that'll pull it up in your browser too. So it's up to you. It's kind of a personal preference, I guess. Some guys still run around with a bunch of paper in their truck, but I know a lot of companies are getting to the point where they're not doing that anymore. So. Let me see here. Not quite sure why well, Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
Can this feature be set up to use offline?
So it will. Now, if it keep in mind that if you're offline, if you're not connected to the internet, this is not going to get automatically updated. So the way it works is if you have, if this account right here closes and your guy is driving around right now, this icon is going to simply disappear right off his screen. So if you go in and close this account in the office or the client closes it, it automatically removes it from your driver. So, but if he's not connected to the internet, of course, it's not going to remove it. So if you're up, if you're out in the sticks and mountainous area or whatever, and there's not good coverage, he's going to have access to all of his accounts. But when he gets back into internet coverage, the system will, auto update. It'll automatically remove this from his sheet. He can also do a manual refresh right here and get his data right here too. Did that answer the question?
Yes, that helps a bunch. It's kind of like a paper trail, but without the paper.
Yep.
And updates whenever it gets back from there.
Yeah, and the nice thing is with the mobile app, I mean, you even got like this right here. If I'm looking at this, I just turned on the address, age, and stuff on the mobile app right here. So I can sit here and I can look at this account right here. I can tell you that this is the work address. It's been hit 9 times during the day and 1 time at night, and the address is 269 days old. I mean, just by looking at the icon, you can see all of that information. This is a borrower's home. This is the brother's address. I mean, all of these different icons are custom to each one of the users that's in the system. So you guys can change these around as whatever suits you guys best. So.
Okay, got one more question. Just like that one right there, you said it's borrower's work, it's 200 plus days, it's been hit 9, okay, 9 during the day and 1 at night. How does that all come into play there? Is that information that we put in?
Yeah, so that means that somebody with a mobile device, an agent with a mobile device, has physically driven past that address 9 times during the day, during 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and 1 time after 6 p.m. So yeah, that's it's all automatic. You don't have, as you drive past there, when you get about 2 houses away from this address, the system's going to automatically pop this up for your driver, and he's going to see that. He's going to see all his information that he needs, the kind of vehicle he's looking for, and as he goes past, it's going to do this right here. Agent ran the given address, and it's going to be an auto GPS update, time-stamped, something that nobody's going to be able to update or fake.
Sweet. So be no BS. Driver saying he's been by there, and in reality he hasn't been.
Yep, exactly. So the big difference is we're giving this to limited users too, so you guys can install the mobile app and use it to drive by addresses and do auto GPS updates. But the big thing is with the Pro version, we actually track all of your driver's movements too. So geofencing him, like if you wanted to set up a geofence on the Pro side, you could actually geofence this area, and every time he went in and left that area, a manager could get a text alert or email or whatever saying exactly what's going on. So it's pretty cool. It's stuff that what we're trying to do is build a bunch of this stuff into a recovery software that normally you would have to go out and install this equipment inside your trucks and pay a monthly fee, whereas we're able to do all of this ourselves and kind of alleviate a lot of those higher costs from other systems. Any other questions? Okay, well, if you guys don't have any other questions, I'll go ahead and end it at that. And I appreciate you guys showing up on a holiday. If you want any additional help or want to take a look at the pro side of the system, give us a call. I can have Bill schedule a demo with you guys. But you're all set. Just give us a call. Thank you very much.
What does the pro side, what does it usually run?
It's
Is it by the company or by number of people in the company or both?
Yeah, so we charge, it's just a flat fee for the first 5 users, $195 per month. And then any users after that is $15 per user per month. So if you've got less than 5 people with your company, it's $195 per month, and it includes all of the features, the pro features, adding your own cases and your own clients and all of that stuff yourself. So you can actually have, anybody can have their clients log in and send you work. So even if you have a credit union, as a limited user, if you have a local credit union that you want to do work within our system, so you don't have to send them through, say, RDN or some other system, you can do that, and we're not going to charge them or you. But if you want to add your own assignments, say from a car lots, or maybe somebody's faxing you assignments, or you just want to be able to manage your whole company through one system, then this would be that would be the pro side, and you'd get everything you need.
Okay, how do if I want to get somebody else on board with me, what do I do? Just contact you and they basically go through this same training class? What do we do?
Are you saying another employee from your office?
No, another client, another agency.
Oh, yeah. So if you have another client, just give me a call. Give me a call sometime this week, and I'll just kind of walk you through those steps. But the client can register the same way you did. They're going to select what type of bank they are, or what, if it's a bank or whatever, and then we'll activate their profile, and they'll just add you as their service provider, and they're up and going. So, and we'll assist them in setting up their profile just like we did with you. I think Christy had a question. Can other employees do the future webinars? And yes, we're going to have Tuesday and Wednesday another webinar at the same time, and you can have those other employees do the same thing if you want, so they can join in on them. There's lots of room on them. All right, any other questions? All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you showing up, and I will. I'm sure we'll be talking to you guys soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.